All right, welcome back to the 24th floor. It's time to talk some more high school football. We're not done yet. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm going to bring in some more help. But before we go ahead and bring in our next guest, let's take a look back at what his program was able to do during last season's historic run. They called last season the Farewell Tour, as it was their final season in Class 1A. And, well, I would say it didn't go too bad. Memphis Academy of Science and Engineering, or MASE, posted a 14-1 record with 9 shutout victories, averaging 41 points a game. That's a lot of points. The only loss coming at the beginning of the season. So you know what that means? That means they ran off 14 straight wins to capture the 1A state championship. So now they have a new journey, up a class. They're going to 2A now. I don't know if I even need to say his name, but we're going to go ahead and say it anyway, just in case some of you have been living under a rock. Head coach Cedric Miller in the building. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Man, I appreciate you having me on.
You know, we had to get you in here. Let's talk MASE football. Can we talk MASE football?
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about what last year meant for the program and for you as a coach?
I think last year meant a whole lot to the community and the MASE whole program. And for me, it was an accomplishment that's been a long time coming. I think our kids and our parents and our administrators, we really basked in the glory of representing Midtown. So just being able to represent Midtown is one of the things we need to do.
So as opposed to last season where you run off 14 straight, that doesn't happen every year, right?
No, it doesn't happen every year. No, sir, not at all.
That doesn't happen every year. So what's the message for the young players this year? You know, maybe have that expectation of this is just what we do, right?
Well, I think they understand. We have a bunch of blue-collar workers. Majority of the guys that played a lot last year are coming back. 4 of the 5 starters on the offensive line are back. Then you bring Cadence Nelson, Keem Hunt, Leandrew Branch. Those guys have been studs for us since they've been in the 9th grade, so they understand the goal at hand and task at hand. So those guys come in with the hard hat mentality of just working hard, and that's just how we got there. And we just gonna continue that trail and just make sure that the young guys fall right in line with what we always been doing. It's just a standard.
The standard is a great way to say that, right? Like here's who we are, here's what we do, here's the way we do what we do.
Yes, sir.
But now you've got to do what you do in a different class.
Correct.
And how prepared are you for that challenge that comes with no longer being in 1A, now you've bumped up to 2A, and you've got to, not just you, but you got to get the kids ready for that change.
I think the kids understand the challenge at hand. We've scrimmaged and played some of the teams that are now in 2A. 3-4 years ago, before I got to MASE, I was at MASE, so we've played a lot of those teams in 2A, the Fairleys, the NBAs, the Mitchells, Bluff City. So we played a lot of those things. I'm real familiar with those guys. So just the kids have to understand where we're going. We're going to be everybody's Super Bowl, which is fine with us. We're up for the challenge, and we're just going to do what we do. I mean, we like the challenge that's ahead of us. And like I said earlier, this is what we call the Welcome Back Tour.
So you mentioned something that, you know, I was talking to Coach Thomas earlier about it. That's that you're going to get everybody's best game. There's never going to be a time when you guys line up and the other team isn't mentally prepared for that challenge. How do you keep your kids focused with that situation?
I think it's just about game planning. The kids understand that we got to be humble. We understand we're going to take everybody's shots. It might not always go our way. You know, we just have to learn to fight through adversity. And I think those guys learned a big lesson about that last year in the 4th round when we were down 22 points with less than 6 minutes to go in the game, and we rally and come back and beat a great McKenzie team. So I think a lot of those guys understand what it is and what it's going to take to come out on top in 2A. And, you know, I'm just going to ride the backs of those young men that we've been playing with for the last 3-4 years, man. And those guys understand the job at hand, and I'm just so proud to even be a part of what's going on over there at MASE.
Now, obviously, you've got a team full of accomplished young men, but there's a handful of those kids that are kind of, you know, we'd call them standouts. Who are some of the main players, some of those players that people are going to probably be able to watch for sure on Saturdays in the very near future?
Well, one is Jamarcus Pittman. He's ranked the number 2 D tackle in the country in the 27 class at the ESPN 300. Has offers from Texas, Ole Miss, You name it, he has pretty much an offer from. He's committed to Ole Miss right now. Then you have Cadence Nelson, a two-way Swiss Army knife, can do it all. Plays defense, offense, special teams, and then we have Keem Hunt, linebacker, was an all-state linebacker last year, had 161 tackles as a sophomore. So then we have another Swiss Army knife we like to use is Leandrew Branch, number 5. He can do it all. He plays cat safety for us, running back. I mean, he does a little bit of everything. So we have a good group of young men that are coming back that play significant roles in last year's state championship. And I don't expect anything to change because those guys are leaders and those guys have been in the trenches. Them guys have been in the fight when we really needed them guys to come through.
How important is it for your young group to have that much established talent on that roster already? And those guys are working, you know what I mean? So you got those younger ones watching those established older guys putting in the work.
I think they've already fell into the mode of the hard work is going to pay off because we got 24 freshmen that have walked in the door at a 2A school. So
that's a lot.
Yes, and some of those guys are going to play. About 3 or 4 of them are probably going to start and going to play because they came in with the mentality of working hard. And some of them just have some very good talent, and we plug and replace some of the guys that we lost last year. So those guys have fell right in line with the weight training, the running, no complaining. These guys just understand what it is. And I told them the standard is the standard. We're not going to change the standard about who we are. We just hard-working, blue-collar workers, man. That's just all we put our hard hat on every day and just go to work, and we let the results come out how they may.
You said no complaining. I don't know if I ever. that's a rarity anymore. Let's talk a little bit though about your schedule. Starting on the road.
Yes.
You know, that's a tough one, don't you think? I know you guys had some trouble getting your schedule situated.
Well, I think this in order to be the best, you got to play the best, and iron sharpens iron. So we have a great opponent in week 1. We'll travel the road and go up to Martin Westview. Where they have the top quarterback in the 2028 class, number 1 in the country, Graham Simpson, to go along with the running back, Asa Barnes, who has an offer from Ohio State, Miami, and other guys. Then they have another kid named Jordan, number 1. They have about 4 or 5 guys that have major D1 offers. And, I think that Coach McConnell and I had a great conversation this past spring about trying to schedule games. He had a hard time scheduling games, and so did I. So I called him and said, Coach, do you mind if we play this game? We can play it home and home. So I decided we go up there to him this year, and then he'll return the favor, come back to us next year. Then we have 2 games in Mississippi, kind of like Houston does. So, I mean, we have to sometimes go outside the box to try to fill our schedule, which is nothing new, but, I think our guys are up to the challenge.
Now, that home and home, man, that sounds great. That much young talent going to be coming back here next year to play at home. What a great situation that ends up being. Tough game, obviously.
Yes.
But a great challenge for your squad and for his squad to start the season off. What are some of the other games that, obviously every game's important. Obviously, you're not going to overlook any opponent, but on that 2A schedule, what are some of the games that kind of, you've looked at and said, okay, we got to make sure we're at a certain point by the time we get here?
I think we respect everybody we play, but we don't fear anybody. So I've already pretty much circled the last 2 weeks of the season, and I think TSAA did that on purpose, which is fine with me. Play NBA the week before we play Fairleigh, which is the last game of the season. I think those 2 games are going to determine who comes out and be district region champ. So, I mean, it is what it is. We're not going to overlook anybody. We're going to take it week by week, 1 game at a time. The next opponent is the best opponent. So, I mean, that's how we're going to look at it. But these guys got to understand that we're going to get everybody's best shot.
Yep.
But those last 2 weeks are going to determine playoff seeding, whether you're on the road or whether you're at home or, whether you're sitting in the Cadbury seat waiting to see who you got to play. So, NBA and Fairleigh, have been the top 2 dogs inside of Memphis the last 3 years. So, we're coming back into it. We understand the assignment, and we're ready to get off in there and get it.
Just a different kind of challenge, right?
Yes, sir.
Challenge is set for the end of the season. Coach, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
taking the time. I
Thank
appreciate you.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. We'll be out watching games, watching those talented kids, and, of course, keeping up with your scores and progress throughout the season.
Thank you.
Coach, join us again, Cedric Miller. If you haven't been out to watch this team play, you definitely need to go out and watch that team play.
Correct.